Well, developing right now, the U.S. military reporting its biggest day of evacuation flights out of Afghanistan. But deadly violence blocking some evacuees from entering Kabul's airport persists. WGN's Shannon Halligan joins us now from our newsroom with the very latest on the efforts there. Shannon?
Yeah, the August 31st deadline to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan is just over a week away, and the U.S. military is advising that President Joe Biden must decide by tomorrow whether to extend the evacuation beyond then. Afghan evacuees arrived at Dulles International Airport, a site for what would be one of many processing stops before they reach new homes in the U.S.
We are safe.
On Monday, 28 U.S. military flights ferried more than 10,000 people to safety out of Taliban-held Afghanistan over 24 hours.
Last 24 hours, as you saw in the news, more than 10,000 evacuees moved. I'm very, very confident that we'll sustain that effort and improve that effort, to be honest with you. My commitment is to ensure that airlift is never the constraint.
After more than a week of evacuations plagued by major obstacles, including Taliban forces and crushing crowds that are making approaching the airport difficult and dangerous, the number of people flown out met and exceeded U.S. projections for the first time.
The significant majority of those coming out are Afghan evacuees, because the total number of Americans in country was a relatively limited number of folks. So in terms of percentages of the 37,000, the substantial bulk of them are Afghan evacuees, but there also have been a few thousand Americans who have already been evacuated, and we're working on the rest now.
The faster pace of evacuation was due in part to coordination with Taliban commanders on getting evacuees into the airport. Still, the Taliban signaled they might soon seek to shut down airlifts out of the country. Whether the U.S. troops remain in Afghanistan beyond the August 31st deadline is still to be determined, and that's something the president may announce tomorrow. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki insisted U.S. troops will not leave Americans stranded.
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not. We are committed to bringing Americans who want to come home. We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email, via any way that we can possibly reach Americans to get them home if they want to return home.
According to reports by CNN, President Biden is still currently deciding whether to extend the deadline for removing all U.S. troops by next week. Several of his advisors have advised against an extension, citing potential terrorist threats and a chaotic situation on the ground. Live in the newsroom, Shannon Halligan, WGN News.